Here from this video.
All right. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are, or if you're watching the replay, welcome to another episode of Family Finance Friday with the DJ the Money Coach team. And this show is brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the 7 Spheres of Money systems. And before we go to tonight's beach, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, DJ the Money Coach, right here on YouTube, so you can help us spread the message, spread the word, spread the good news about the P.O.M lifestyle movement. And you may ask, what is the P.O.M lifestyle movement? If you haven't been here before, or just in case you forgot, the P.O.M lifestyle movement is plenty of money and peace of mind. And when you live the P.O.M lifestyle movement, you can join us on the beaches of the World Club. And the beach might be the same, or it may change. We go to a beach each and every Friday. And tonight's beach that we're going to is preparing for one of our biggest events to mark the anniversary of DJ the Money Coach on the internet, of course, the virtual P.O.M Lifestyle Summit. It's on the way. It's coming soon, and it's coming quickly. So we're going to build up some anticipation for that, tell you what you're in store for, tell you why you need to be there. So let's get into it. But DJ, go ahead and talk to him, man, on this Friday evening.
How's everybody doing out there? As I always say, if you have your health, everything is great. Thank God it's Friday. Time to kick off the weekend. So we always want to give, honor and glory to Almighty Father that we have our health and we have, a plan of action. So we're going to jump right in. It's going to be a short show tonight. But most importantly, we want to start talking to you about getting prepared for handling the, constriction in the economy, because things are, constricting, and we have to give you a game plan on how to stay above the fray. And the way you stay above the fray is to actually have assets that actually produce income, and preferably passive income. And if you have done that by planting the seeds 2-5 years ago, you should be in a good position. If you haven't done that, no need to panic. We'll show you how to get that done. And we're going to show you how to run it through the system of the 7 spheres of money. So the first thing I want to do is go back real quickly and just break down what the 7 spheres of money system is, which we created in 2002. So it's 22 years young, the 7 spheres of money system for the professional middle class. Okay. So the first part of that 7 spheres of money system is actually accounting. And guess what? What's everybody getting done right now? They're getting done their taxes. Corporate taxes are due on March 15th, which is next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. That's actually next Friday. And everybody else is filed their personal taxes, and the people who really need the money, they've already filed and got their tax return, or they took a loan out on their tax return. But tax day for everybody else is April 15th, right? So the first leg in the system of the 7 spheres of money is accounting. The second leg is insurance. The third leg is banking. The fourth leg is financial planning. The fifth leg is real estate. The sixth leg is estate planning. And the seventh leg is legal. And why are all those important? Because those are the 7 things in money that you're going to go in and out of throughout the course of your life. Regardless if you are wealthy, rich, or poor, you will go through some phase of the 7 spheres of money. Now, the likelihood, if you're poor or middle class, you probably will never get to the estate planning aspect of it. You may not get to the financial planning aspect of it. But if you are on the rise to become rich and become wealthy, you're definitely going to go through all 7. And now here's the most important thing that you need to know is that in the system of the 7 spheres of money that makes it so unique, it was purposely designed for professional middle class. What is my definition of professional middle class? If you are an individual that makes $75,000 per year to $250,000, or a couple that makes $125,000 to $500,000, then you are professional middle class. And you need to have 3 relationships that are proactive and not reactive. The first relationship, you need to have a proactive relationship with an accountant or certified public accountant if you have serious income or serious business. And that has to be a relationship that you are matriculating and sitting down with them once every fiscal quarter. So we're literally about to end Q1 of 2024. So a fiscal quarter starts with January, February, March, and that's a traditional fiscal quarter. Now for corporations, most time they start their fiscal year in August, but we're talking about a calendar year. So right now, this is the 3rd month and ending the first fiscal quarter of 2024. So you should have already been corresponding with your accountant or your CPA back in November, December, January to get prepared for it now. So that's the first relationship. It's a proactive relationship because things grow, things expand, things detract, and the tax laws change every year. There's some modification to it that benefits the people who understand the tax laws. So that's the first relationship that you need to have, and your accountant or your CPA should become one of your best confidants. The second relationship that you should have is with an attorney. You should not only consult with an attorney when you're about to buy a house, sell a house, do a mortgage. You should have an ongoing relationship with an attorney, again, in a proactive sense. And you should meet with him or her once a quarter, especially if you're making $125,000 to $500,000 a year. They too will become your best friends. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, they can help you in all aspects of your life. Intellectual property, trademarks, business agreements, buy-sell agreements, operating agreements. All these great things, copyrights, litigation, negotiation. That's what your attorney is there for. Your attorney should not be only time you meet him or her is when you're closing on a house or selling on a house. You should already have a proactive relationship with them. They too can help you in reference to wills, trusts, estates, probate. Okay? My attorney, Lisa K. Shebar, is in my top 3 best friends on the planet. And her and I have had a great relationship for almost 17 years. The third part of the three-legged stool in these proactive relationships that you need to have a minimum out of the 7 spheres of money system is your financial planner. And your financial planner will help you with your financial personal budget, your finances, your retirement, your college fund, your disability, the transference of your wealth, things of that nature. Now, if you're doing it the proper way, which we're going to show you in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit, which is the first one of its kind that we're holding, ladies and gentlemen. So this will be the inaugural, most likely the last one and the first one that we ever do. So you definitely want to plug in. So as I was about to say, you want to have the ability to have these three professionals working in unison together, not competing for your dollar. Because in most situations, they're indirectly competing against each other, because if you only have $1 and they're looking to give you a professional service that's detracting from that dollar instead of helping that dollar grow, that's your mindset. That's not typically their mindset. Their mindset is there to help you grow, take advantage of the tax laws, take advantage of budgeting, financial literacy, and growing wealth. And the only way they can do that best for you is to actually have relationships together, just like a corporation. Guess what? The corporate attorneys know the accountants in a corporation, because one leverages the tax laws and the other one leverages the laws, and they line up together. So what you should do every year minimum as a professional is have them sit in a round table, and you sit in the middle, and each one of them give you their expertise in their industry. So you ought to have at the front your accountant, in the middle your financial planner, and to the right your attorney. Now, once you begin to grow your businesses, you should plug in the other 4 seats of the 7 spheres of money. You should plug in that insurance relationship. And if you have a phenomenal financial planner, him or her is generally a high qualified licensed insurance professional that holds both insurance and financial security license, as I myself have held for several years. Because another way to build wealth is through proper insurance and also to protect wealth. Now, if you are an entrepreneur and you're doing it the right way, as Robert Kiyosaki has taught us over the last 20-something years, is that you build businesses, buy real estate, and leverage the tax laws. Guess what you want to do? You want to have a banking relationship so that when you need business lines of credit, credit business cards, vehicles to put your money in, you want to have that mortgage banker, that underwriter in the business credit world, getting you lines of credit. And again, finding out the best way to navigate through the labyrinth of money to make sure you spend the least amount of money legally, ethically, and morally on taxes, but you also maximize your returns. And one of the best ways to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is to use other people's money and other people's time. So in good times, when money is easy to get, you should accumulate as much business lines of credit that you possibly can have, not necessarily what you need. You should always get more. And when we're in a retracted economy, you should make sure you maintain the current lines of credit that you have so that you can maintain your cash flow. Now that you have established that relationship with the mortgage banker, you now want to line up, and sit in the right position with your estate planner, because now you're getting on the other side of becoming rich to wealth And the best way to secure wealth is through proper estate planning, knowing the death taxes, knowing estate planning taxes, knowing the loopholes where you can actually transfer your money generation to generation, practically tax-free. So as you sit down on a quarterly basis, you're going to sit down with no less than your accountant, your financial planner, and your attorney in a proactive relationship, and they're going to educate you and show you what are the new changes in the laws, how to maximize them, and how to decrease your tax situation, maximize your legal capacity to protect your assets, and then to manage your money to grow your assets. So those are the 7 spheres of money specifically for the professional middle class. Now, what you're going to find out inside of our P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit is how to create the 7 by 7 by 7. What is that, you ask me? The first thing, how do I build the 7 asset classes as we have done over the past 22 years? Yes, we have identified 7 different asset classes, and there's more than that, but these are the ones that we have developed and become, very good at it. So there's 7 different asset classes that we own, operate, and manage in our portfolio, and we're going to teach you how to do that in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit. We're going to first show you step by step how over 22 years ago, I acquired my first asset that I still have today, which is a condominium. And this is the old school way to do it before I became very educated and experienced and become some semblance of, pretty good at it. Some people may call me an expert. I personally just acquired a condominium as a personal residence. And then when I learned about the tax laws where you can actually grow tax-free the profits on your personal residence, if you buy a property and it profits $250,000 per individual and you live in it for 2 consecutive years out of the previous 5 years, you can actually sell the property or transfer the property and get that profit completely tax-free, $250,000 per individual. So once I learned that and acquired that condo, I learned how to hold on to that, pay it down to nil, and increase the cash flow. Now, today, I happen to own a couple of those units, and they're debt-free. So as the debt goes down, the cash flow goes up. But one thing, if you don't know how to predetermine your tax consequences, you can end up paying more taxes. So what we're going to do is show you how to maneuver in that lane. So the first asset class we're going to talk to you about is condominiums, live in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit. Not only are we going to talk to you about it, but the most important piece for you, we're going to show you how to acquire a condominium. And matter of factly, we most likely will have a condominium available for your acquisition. So that's going to be unique in of itself, which most summits do not provide. They're heavy on the education, which is very important for you to get, but they're very low on the acquisition because they expect you to go out and do it. Or they're heavy on the acquisition and low on the education. You're very seldomly going to have them give you all 3. And what do I mean by all 3? Number 1, the assets, the way to raise the capital, and the team to help you execute it. So we're going to call this 7 Cube. So asset number 2 is the obvious, the single family home. The stalwart and the foundation of building wealth in America, the old school style. 80% of Americans who are homeowners generate 100% of their long-term wealth being homeowners. So we're going to show you how to acquire the single-family home in your portfolio. We're going to show you how to finance the single-family home in your portfolio. And we're going to give you the team to help you execute and manage the single-family home in your portfolio. So that's asset number 2 in the 7 asset classes. The third one is duplexes. You might call them, well, no, legally in America, they're duplexes. What is a duplex? A duplex is real simple. One home on the bottom, one home on the top. 2 family units, 2 separate entries, 2 separate exits. Thus, it's called a duplex. And typically, the smart person who understands the value of a duplex as it pertains to capital and also paying down your debt and creating cash flow through somebody else paying for you, they'll typically, if they've been taught properly, they'll get a duplex or a triplex or a quad before they get a single family home or before they get a condo as their personal residence. Why is that? Because you immediately have someone subsidizing your mortgage and giving you cash flow simultaneously. So the third asset class are duplexes, triplexes, and quads. And a quad can technically be considered a commercial property. However, it gives you the benefit of actually getting a mortgage as a single homeowner through the tax laws, but give you the tax advantages of commercial real estate. And we'll teach you that directly in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit on April 20th, 2024, which is the exact 4th year anniversary of our official launch on YouTube. So if you're following the theme right now, you'll notice that a couple of numbers are very important and very prominent in everything we do. The first number is 7, infinity, baby. 7 spheres of money. The second number is 4. 4 is very powerful for us for a variety of reasons. So now we're going to take you into the 4th asset class, apartments. Now, apartments can be as small as 8 units, 12 units, 16, 24, and up. Now, my first apartment complex that I was able to participate in was in 2007, 2006, if I'm not mistaken, and acquired through acquisition of a 27 unit in Houston, Texas, with a couple of business partners, which gave me, access to learning about the apartment industry. Why are apartments so great? Well, obviously, numbers. One loan, multiple cash flow streams. And a lot of people who are real go-getters, they go the apartment route. And a lot of times when they're getting off the ground and they don't have any resources, they find a way to do seller financing. So we're going to show you our apartments that we own, operate, and manage in the United States. And one thing I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen who are watching this, and if you're watching this in the replay, notice each asset class that I'm talking to you about, we own, manage, and operate. So with that said, we're going to teach you about apartments, and we're going to teach you about 1031 exchanges. So the 5th asset class, which we should have started with first in reference to residuals and passive income, is dividends. The reason why I didn't start with dividends first is because I did not acquire dividends first in my asset class. I acquired in the order upon which I'm telling you about. Even though I have held a lot of securities license, a lot of insurance licenses, my first acquisition in the passive income world was business. And then it became real estate because I wasn't a big proponent for the stock market. Albeit I dabbled in the stock market very little very little. So my fifth asset class that I got serious about was dividends. And here's the reason why I got serious about dividends. For two reasons. Number one, passive income. Slow guide to wealth. As I was younger, I wanted money quickly. So dividends didn't appeal to me because I didn't understand the ramifications of the zero tax implications if you do the tax laws properly. And I didn't understand the value of building wealth in the future when I was in my 20s. But however, around about 2007, matter of fact, 2008 to be exact, I became a fan of dividends. Didn't really dabble in them that much. Started to get my feet wet. But then I really became serious about dividends in 2014. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted to teach my children about long-term wealth and how the tortoise beats the hare. So dividends give you the capacity to build long-term wealth and create solid, strong, passive, very little tax disadvantages in holding dividend stocks in your portfolio. It's kind of like pick it and let it work. So we're going to show you that. So that's the fifth asset class that we're going to show you how one of our business partners and really good friend of mine that in 2008 went from almost $3 million in commercial credit debt because he was in the apartment complex building business and the market crashed, the Great Recession. And he turned around, never filed bankruptcy. And within 3 years, he paid off the debt that he accumulated in the commercial real estate sector. And then he hunkered down and became an expert in the dividend stock market. And upon doing that, he started to train and teach my children about dividends, and we became big fans. So we're going to teach you the fifth asset, which are dividends. The sixth asset, which we have dabbled in, but most importantly, we have an amazing expert who's a mentor of mine, owns 12 significant assets in this asset class, and that will be the amazing mobile home business. Now, I have personally wholesale mobile homes. I personally raised capital for syndicates in mobile homes, and I have personally bought and sold mobile homes in my portfolio. Great thing about mobile homes, they're not considered residential property, thus they don't have the tax consequence unless you live in a commonwealth. So a mobile home advantage point is a couple of things. Number one, you pay taxes on it once, as long as you don't live in a commonwealth. Number two, seller financing is one of the greatest vehicles that help you get into a mobile home. And number three, you can get into a mobile home for as little as $1,000 to $2,500. Now that's the exception. That's not the rule. But the great thing about a mobile home, it immediately gives you the ability to 5-10x your income off a mere purchase. And I'll give you an example. We acquired a couple of mobile homes in 2022 and 2021 for about $5,000 to $7,000. Seller finance one for $5,000, put another 5 into it, that's 10. And we turned around and did seller financing on that mobile home to a person to buy it from us. And we put them on a 60-month plan at $500 a month. So how much is that? 500 times 12 is 6,000. 6,000 times 5, which is 5 years, 60 months. That's $30,000. How much did I pay for the mobile home? $10,000, including the rehabilitation of it so it can be move-in ready. Immediately turned that asset into a passive income stream with a positive cash flow of $250 and made a 200x return on my money. That's how well that works. Okay, so we're going to show you that asset, which is the sixth asset. The seventh asset is going to be the big dog. That is resorts, which is what we have spent the last 2 years of our professional careers learning and building. And we have successfully opened up and realized the dream of our own luxury residential resort in Zanzibar. So we're going to show you step by step how we've done that. And then we're going to show you how we're going to operate it to build the biggest resort that's going to be our flagship, which happens to coincide with the name of our first ever virtual summit, which is the P.O.M Lifestyle Resort. Plenty of money, peace of mind. We're also going to show you, which is the asset class that we do a lot of work in, is deal flow. Private placements, private equity plays. And that's where you get into the venture capital, angel investing world, and you actually help small businesses by providing them with capital in exchange for equity and ownership in the enterprise to help it get off the ground or help it get to the next level. So that is 7 asset class, which is a bonus on the startup private equity aspect that you'll be extremely excited about. And here's the great thing, is what I tell you you should always do when you're engaging with anybody, especially including myself and anybody else. You ask them 3 questions. Number 1, DJ, show me your equity and ownership in those 7+ assets that you're trying to educate me, make me aware, and help me acquire, that I can believe and trust that you can do it because you've already done it. Number 2 question. This is the most important one for you. How do you provide me with access to execute my dream, DJ? Access to execute my dream. Because you'll go to a lot of summits, you go to a lot of conferences, and they'll give you a lot of education, and they'll show you a lot of success stories, but they very rarely will give you direct access to execute your dream through their network. And if they do, they'll charge you a king's ransom. So there's a saying, it's not what you know, but who you know. And a lot of times you can get put into great situations to create wealth and have very little financial literacy or very financial, expertise, but you happen to know the right person at the right time and they put you in the right deal because they liked you. And you'll be surprised how often that happens. And you'll also be surprised how we over credit people who are rich and not wealthy, because 9 out of 10 times, a lot of them are not smart about money. They're smart about relationships. So the first question is, show me your equity and ownership, DJ the Money Coach, or Bill, Biff, Tawana, Ty. Show me your equity and ownership. The second thing is, now that you've proven me that you have equity and ownership in what you're marketing, sharing with me, whatever, show me how you will, through your professional network, give me access to execute my dream to make my P.O.M lifestyle come true. Plenty of money, peace of mind, debt free. And then the third question, which is obvious, but it may not be obvious. If they proven 1 and helped you access number 2, then the third question is, how do I enroll and start the program? And the fourth question you should ask to yourself, why am I negotiating the price of success? What do I mean by that? If they tell you the program is $10,000 and you only have 5, you should not be trying to say this ain't for me when they've shown you the fruit on the tree. They've shown you they're willing to access their network to help you execute your dream with their help. Because that's the question that you never pose to the college that you give your money to the private high school that your parents sent you to the technical trade school that you enrolled in, or the course, because it's an investment. So if you don't negotiate the price of success, guess what's going to happen? You will have success as long as you do the 4x4. What is the 4x4? Number one, the 4 dirty little words. Discipline. If you discipline yourself, you will never have to worry about somebody disciplining you. Number 2, accountability. You have to be held accountable and responsible for your work, your study, and your focus to get the job done to whom has already done it. Accountability. Number 3, you have to plug in to a proven system of success that has the fruit on the tree. Our system is the 7 spheres of money. How do we know our system is successful in 22 years? Here's how we can tell you. Number 1, we have sat down with over 45,000 individuals in 22 years. Number 2, we have worked with Fortune 1, Fortune 50, and Fortune 500 companies successfully implementing our program called the Family Finance 101 curriculum over the past 22 years. And number 3, most importantly, we have helped thousands of people become consumer debt free from our program. And number 4, we have helped a few hundred become financially independent. What is financial independence? Real simple, ladies and gentlemen. We've helped them take their recurring expenses and match it with their recurring income. And once you've done that, you have stabilized your household. But when you 2x it, you now have become financially independent on the planet. So if you take the 4 dirty little words and you plug those in with the 4 P's, which is the soft set skill sets. Number 1, professionalism. Number 2, persistently pursue your plan. Number 3, perseverance. This is where the men separate themselves from the boys and the women separate themselves from the girls, because here's what winners know. Challenges are only opportunities in disguise. And if you can provide a solution to every challenge to the masses, you will become wealthy. Yet alone, will you only become financially independent, you will be on the pathway to wealth if you do it right. And number 4, you have to have the ability in a sliver to perform when the lights are the brightest. So when you take the 4x4 and incorporate that with those 3 important questions, show me your equity and ownership and what you're trying to market, sell, or get me to buy into. Number 2, show me how you can give me access to execute my dream, not your dream. And number 3, how do I enroll? You take those 3 important questions and they pass the litmus test or the smell test, and you incorporate the 4x4, you will be on the pathway to the P.O.M lifestyle. Plenty of money, peace of mind. And you'll come join us on the beaches of the World Club. Now, most importantly, you have to give yourself a legitimate and reasonable timeline to have this success. I know we live in a microwavable nanosecond world, but that's not reality on building wealth, yet alone financial independence. So this is not a 2 to 5 day program. This is not a 2 to 5 week program, and it's definitely not a 2 to 5 month program. This is a 2 to 5 year program of consistently working the 4x4 to put yourself in position to become consumer debt free, build a strong personal credit score, preferably get you to the mountaintop of 800, pay down all of your consumable debt, increase your passive income by building businesses, taking the business revenue, acquiring real estate, and leveraging the tax laws. And if you do that consistently over 2 to 5 years, I don't care if you start out with $250,000 of consumable debt. I don't care if you start out with a 525 credit score. As long as you have your health, you have a roadmap, you have a system that you're willing to be held accountable to and do the work, I have yet to see anybody that's able not create success. The first success is to pay off all the consumable debt. The second success is to pay off your home. The third success is to start to build a strong passive stream of income incrementally by crawl, walk, run. What do I mean? Not by the nano or the microwavable that you see on IG, YouTube, TikTok. Reasonably say to yourself, if I can acquire one asset in the 7 asset classes that produce passive residual income per year and generate for myself at least $500 a month in 5 years, I can be on my way to financial independence. In 7 to 10 years, you can be rich. And in 10 to 15 years, you can become wealthy. And that leads into when you get to the fourth aspect of the success module, is that you actually become debt-free, create a 6-figure passive income, and build a 7-figure net worth in 2 to 5 years, no longer than 7 to 10. So what we're going to show you systematically, methodically, is the first 7 in the 7Q formula, 7Q, 7 to the third power. The first is the 7 assets plus the bonus that produce passive income. The second one is, well, DJ, now that I know about the 7 asset classes plus the bonus one, how do I go about financing and acquiring those assets? Great question. So we're going to show you the second phase of 7s, which is the finance. We're going to give you 7, better yet, 8 ways of financing. Number 1, we're going to show you how to do the no money down deal. Now, I'm not a big user of the no money down deal as much as I used to be when I was first struggling, but it has its valuable options for you. Number 2, seller financing. You're right. That is in line with no money down, but there's a different variety of ways to do no money down deals. It does not always lean on seller financing. Number 3, one of the best tools that I learned back in 2006 was the home equity line of credit. I was able to take my first home equity line of credit on my condominium and borrow $50,000 against my property at a very low rate and parlay myself into buying multiple single family homes that led on the pathway to creating a 6-figure income. Guess what's very important right now in today's economy in a recession? If you have equity and it's solid, a home equity line of credit may be a great vehicle for you to not only pay down your debt, not only sustain your lifestyle in tough times if you lost your job or something like that, but most importantly, to build wealth systematically because the interest rates are more favorable than a regular loan. So we're going to show you the home equity line of credit to, again, tap into those 7 asset classes. Number 4, private investment. That's one of my favorite ones. What does that mean? I'm not talking syndication. I'm not talking investment clubs. I'm talking where you bring like-minded people together with like-minded income, like-minded wealth, and we together collectively take down like-minded big assets as private investors. Number 5, this one is the one that's most popular in the faddish world that we live in by the inexperienced people who hop on these platforms and claim to be these experts in this industry, which 9 out of 10 times they're not. Let me give you a lesson here. Prior to the pandemic, don't take this personal. Most of the women that you see in this particular field had no clue what this was. But then they parlayed their ability to run their mouths and get access to information and turned it into a cottage cheese industry. Which one do you think I'm talking about? I give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. It's called credit. Personal credit, but parlays into business credit. And you know why they did it? Because it was easy to get into. Doing silly things like, credit lines and trade lines and all that stuff when they really had no expertise in it, but they figured out how to do it for themselves because they were desperate. They didn't really have resources. Go back and check their record. And I'm not hating on them. Do whatever you can to get ahead in this world, long as it's legal, ethically, and morally sound. But the reality is they don't play in the league that we're talking about. So we're going to teach you how to build real business credit. We're talking about underwritten business credit by mortgage banks and commercial banks that actually give business credit to business owners with actually real assets in the bank and real revenue streams. We will touch on the lower level stuff, but we're going to focus on the more professional stuff. How to actually build $100,000 in real solid business credit from a business, from real hard assets that'll be sustainable, that enable you to actually finance apartment buildings, finance quads, finance resorts. We'll even show you how to parlay that up as a small business owner. Yes, I'm talking to you. You that's running $500,000 to $5 million to $7 million in business revenue, but you didn't know how business credit works from an underwriting capacity. We're going to show you actually how to underwrite it on relationship banking and generate 6-7 figures in business credit. That's number 5. Number 6, the traditional way, cash out refis. Cash out refis. That's right. Number 7, we're going to teach you what we call private REITs, real estate investment trust. And then number 8, the bonus, is going to show you how to raise capital through startups, angel investing, and private equity and hedge funds. That is at the high tier of the marketplace. Well, you'll put a deck together. You'll put a prospectus together. It'll be a Series A type of scenario. It'll be a family and friends first round where there'll be tax laws that benefit you, that you can get returns almost tax-free on the first $5 to $10 million if your enterprise had the benefit to grow that successfully. And as a bonus for the people that are going to be doing multi-million dollar deals, 8-figure deals, we're going to show you a little thing called substitution of collateral. So now, the first 7 in 7 Cube is the 7 asset classes that provide you with the passive income. Methodically, crawl, walk, run. The second 7 in the 7 Cube phenomenal system of 7 Cube is the way to acquire the capital. How do I finance these 7 asset classes, DJ? And now, last but not least, the final 7 is the team. No man, no woman is an island. Every now and then you will have somebody who's a unicorn who had the genius to figure all this stuff out and put it together. Those are a lot of people that you see on the internet that most of them happen to be at the right place at the right time, and hard work helped them get up the runway and get off the ground. But the real successful enterprises in the small business world, which 65% of the United States is built on, they have a team. Thus, the 7 spheres of money team. So we're going to bring you the CPAs. What type of CPAs are we going to bring you? We're going to bring you CPAs who have done tax returns for ExxonMobil, billion-dollar tax returns. Done tax returns for high-end professionals that make $1 million a year. Tax returns that are done for entertainers and athletes. Those types of CPAs. Do municipality taxes. We're going to bring you the bankers. On the traditional side, on the business credit side, relationship banking. We're going to bring you the insurance professionals and the financial planners, the estate planners. And most importantly, we're going to bring you the legal team to help you execute your 7 spheres of money program. And most importantly, give you the 3 important legs of the 3-legged stool, which is the CPA, financial planner, and the attorney. So what you have to look forward to in our first ever Plenty of Money, Peace of Mind virtual summit is that you're going to get 7 asset classes that I own, operate, and manage over the last 22 years. You're going to get 7 vehicles to help you finance one of those 7 asset classes, if not all. And most importantly, you're going to get real time in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit, the only one of its kind, that's going to be held on April 20th, 2024. You're going to get the 7 Spheres of Money team to help you pull it to the finish line victoriously. And most importantly, we're going to show you assets from when I had a 525 credit score, lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, which Nick is personally seen, and I had over $60,000 worth of consumable debt back in the late 90s, how I pulled myself out of that situation without filing bankruptcy, without crying Argentina, and without playing the victim. And over the last 22 years, we put ourselves in position to have a strong 6-figure passive income and a strong 7-figure net worth that now we collectively, as an organization, own, operate, and manage 8-figure portfolio, generating close to 7 figures a year. We are 100% consumer debt free, have been since 2002. And everything that we show you, 98% of it, we own it outright debt free. That is correct. And again, it took me more than 5 years to get into the debt and bad credit situation I was in. So it definitely didn't take me 2 days, 5 days, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 months, 5 months to get out of it. It actually took me in the old analog world, ladies and gentlemen, when I realized I was in this debt in 1998. 4 years later, I got my credit score to 800, paid off all of my consumable debt. And then 4 years later, actually 6 years later, I stand corrected. 98, I had $60,000 worth of consumable debt, a 525 credit score. 2002, I became consumer debt free. I had an 800 credit score. And 6 years later, in 2008, I had a strong 6-figure passive income and a 7-figure net worth. And what's so great about this, ladies and gentlemen, I have, in the course of 22 years, started, owned, and operated 12 different businesses. 8 of them were learning tools. They were basically my PhD in learning. 4 of them we took to 7 figures. And right now, we're on the verge in the next 2 to 5 years to have an 8-figure producing asset called the P.O.M Lifestyle Resort and the Zanzibar Project. And here's the great thing about it. Time condenses and multiplies the more you do this. So in the last 24 months, we've gone from 0 to creating a 7-figure asset that's producing a 6-figure stream of income starting this year in Zanzibar. From scratch, from nil. Never been to Africa, never knew anything about Africa other than what I read in the books. But because we took our expertise and having experience of growing 7 different asset classes, having the experience and the expertise with the 7 ways to fund projects and stay, on the right side of the ledger, and having the 7 principles of the 7 spheres of money system, we were able to show in 24 months how to make this dream a reality, which we just ceremoniously celebrated on January 15th. So what are you going to get in this first and ever of its own kind in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit? You're going to get something that most conferences, most summits, most courses don't give you. Most of the time, they give you 1 out of the 3. Maybe 10% of the time, they give you 2 out of the 3. But 1% do they give you all 3. So we're going to give you all 3, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the first time we're going to do this, because we thought about it. We documented our success in Zanzibar, and we just said, what can we do this year that's going to be different than last year to actually be more value in today's market for the person who's struggling, the person who's successful, the person in the middle of the road is not going up and not going down? How can we give them, an advantage and a leveraging point? The only way we can do that is show them exactly what we've done over the last 24 months to prove that the 7 spheres of money program works from zero. So you're going to get from us in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit 2024, for 2024, you're going to get the best of all worlds. You're going to get access to ramp up and learn how to get into those 7 asset classes, learn how to acquire condos, learn how to acquire single family homes, learn how to acquire duplexes, triplexes, quads, learn how to get into the apartment game, learn how to create a passive portfolio of dividend stocks, learn how to touch in on the mobile home market, be part of a syndication, or just how to wholesale, learn how to tap into private placements, startups, and most importantly, my favorite right now, learn how to build brand new economies of resorts, luxury townhouses, and ecosystems that in the next 5 years will be tapping into a $1.3 billion economy built from the ground up that'll produce $200 to $300 million a year in revenue between 2027 and 2028. Now, if you are that person that's watching this right now and you're excited, we're going to give the first 4 people this amazing P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit for the mere investment of only $297. We're only going to have 40 spots. That's right, 40 spots only. It's our 4th year anniversary, 4/20/24. 40 spots only to get tapped into 7 by 7 by 7, which we're going to call the 7 Cube amazing P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit, the only one of its kind. And if you're a winner, a leader, and a shepherd, and you don't negotiate the price of success, and you don't expect to be, wealthy, crazy rich in 2 to 5 days, 2 to 5 weeks, 2 to 5 months, because a nano microwavable society is not sustainable, you might be one of the lucky, wise 40 only people to participate in this first P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit from 12 to 4 on Saturday. So I've spoken a lot over the short period of time. So we're going to run a spot real quick. We're going to come back. We're going to summarize it, and we're going to get out of here, because right now it's time to be serious, ladies and gentlemen. Freedom ain't free. You got to earn your freedom by doing the right things, plugging into the right people, and not negotiating the price of success. You're right now watching Tonight Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach and Nick Westbrooks. And today's topic is the most important topic. It's about how do I get access to execute my dream? How do I enroll in a plan that can actually show me 7 asset classes that in the next 2 to 5 years can take me from $0 to $100,000 a year in passive income, consumer debt free, provide me with 7 vehicles to actually finance it with other people's money and other people's time, and most importantly, bring me a ready-made professional team that each professional on that team has a minimum of 10 years of expertise. All make 6 figures a year, and 98% of them have 7-figure net worths. What more can you ask for? We'll see you right back after this word from our sponsors. It's official. We're in business, guys.
All right.
Here's what we do it at Cooperative Economics. What's happening, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach coming to you live January 17th, 2024. And history has already been recorded. That's right. We just opened up a 220-unit luxury residential resort in Zanzibar. We also are completing 4 luxury townhouses in Zanzibar. And we're also going to open up the P.O.M Lifestyle Resort in Zanzibar. It's Africans for Africans, supported by Black Americans unapologetically. So what time is it?
The P.O.M
Lifestyle movement can't be stopped. Hit the link. Join us on the Beaches World in Zanzibar. Home is ours. Peace. Hey, we're back. Like I said, only 3 questions you should ask yourself. Number 1, DJ, show me your equity and ownership in what you're marketing to me, that you're trying to help me make my life better. Number 2, DJ, show me how you'll give me access to your network to execute my dream. Not your dream, DJ, my dream. And number 3, how do I enroll? Real simple, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, you just saw it on the video. Number 2, you just saw all those beautiful professionals get access to our network to execute the process of their dream. Each one of those people in that video have ownership and equity through our network that we help them execute in Zanzibar, and the best is yet to come. And number 3, they didn't negotiate success. They said, how do I enroll? They enrolled, and the rest is history. So since this is National Women's Month, we're going to close out and say salute to the women who make things happen. And most importantly, to that Proverbs 31 woman who understands the true vertical alignment. God, man, woman, child. God, family, business. There is no other order. And we're going to help you take a bite out of Zanzibar, buy 100 acres of real estate, invest in the ancillary businesses, and travel exclusively and experience a bucket list trip with DJ the Money Coach. So, Nick, let's close them out. We wish you health, and we wish you a P.O.M lifestyle. Plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. Nick, and if they can't join us, what should they do?
They should just have peace of mind, mental tranquility, no worries, no stress.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you in the P.O.M Lifestyle Virtual Summit, or better yet, we'll see you tomorrow in the Take Out a Bite Zanzibar investment opportunity. I'm DJ the Money Coach on behalf of Nick Westbrooks. We'll see you on the flip side.
Working with DJ and his team has been amazing. The masterclass that Chase sponsored, that he hosted with his team, gave out so many jewels and gems I was taking a lot of notes. And I just encourage you that if you want to get to that next level and be a better version of yourself, that you work with DJ and his team.
As an entrepreneur who owns her own shop and services that she provides towards also working in a company outside of my own as another stream of income, DJ not only fortifies me with knowledge as to how to save through the 7 spheres of money, his book ABCs of Wealth, I'm able to utilize those informations to properly navigate how money moves in my financial landscape. I will highly recommend anyone who is looking to become more financially adept, to know more about your financial space when it comes to money, even if you don't have that much. That's actually when you probably need it the most, because now I'll speak for myself. Now I know what to do when the money starts to roll in, and no longer will I be confused as to what my goals are in the next year, 3 years, in 5 years and beyond, because I know my bottom line. I know what I'm passionate about. I know what drives me. I know what makes me the most money. So do I recommend DJ the Money Coach? Yes, 1000% yes.
I'm so excited to be working with DJ the Money Coach and his team. A few weeks ago, I had my initial consultation and was blown away by the amount of information that I received, including really a comprehensive plan of A to Z, where I'm going from here and in my future. And from that plan and from that very detailed conversation that I had, I knew I was in the right place and that I was going to join DJ and his team. So now that I'm an all-star, I'm really looking forward to getting my financial plan and just really getting a great start for the rest of my career and my business as well. So I just thank you so much, and I just tell anybody, what are you waiting for? Get started now. You won't be disappointed. 100% recommend.
Hey, DJ the Money Coach, I want to thank you for that wonderful consultation. It gave me clarity. I understand, and thank you for taking the time out and wanting to teach and show and give the people something for their money. Thank you so much.
DJ, the Money Coach team, they're very knowledgeable. They know exactly what they're talking about. They can get you from point A to point Z, as long as you follow the plan and do as you're told. So nobody's stopping you, nobody's holding you back but you. So if you want peace of mind and plenty of money, then get with DJ and the Money Coach team.